Wrestling isn't real.
You stunk guys.
I fucked up though. With
I am an FBI agent, daddy.
oh, daddy.
The boy you shot was an off-duty cop.
We know something mean, Gene.
Brother.
Let me tell you something, brother.
FBI agent, daddy.
There you go. It's okay now. I hear it.
It works.
Yep.
Are we live?
Yeah, with like a 1 second delay, so don't listen to it.
Okay.
What?
All right. Everyone hears us now? Hears us.
Test. This is a test.
Is Tess dead?
All right.
Test still dead. Roll call. Hello, I am Andrew Reese, resident fuckboy.
Hello. I am Mark Dutch.
That's easy because he's a Dutch accent.
You're so crazy. I need to add back Kyle though. Ken.
I'm Jack Flash, and I'm very British.
Yeah, I'm Carson. I have the buzzy voice.
And we're One Direction.
Be sure to buy our album next week, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks.
Bye.
Direction's supposed to
Featuring
go
songs
now.
like, well, I don't know.
Featuring songs like Redacted.
And Benoit did nothing wrong.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know that reference, so I'm not sure if that's it or not.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I'm sorry. I said right off the bat. It's like a little buzz. It's like
Oh, Carson,
it's a nice little buzz.
Carson, CJ said
Shut up. I love
your voice
Carson.
is a lot less sexy than I
Thank you.
imagined.
I love you, Carson. Don't you ever
Like
let
imagine
us
as like a fun little bee.
Oh, Elsa, that's terrible. Wait. Perhaps I can fake this. Let's hope.
So we've been sitting here for almost an hour, just dicking around.
Well, I ate. I'm only
Don't
half paying
put it off.
attention.
I have to listen to my voice the entire time. That sucks. Otherwise, it just won't work. And that's pissing me off.
That's a
Since 1
shame.
p.m. Romero. Let me go and take a look at it. But Carson,
Yeah. That's me.
there has been some talking about you.
As there.
Yeah. We're all pretty sure that you were Hex.
Then I'm what?
You're Hex.
Hex?
I'm Hex.
I thought Maverick,
Hex.
I thought Maverick was Hex.
I thought Maverick's Hex. I'm not
Everybody
Hex.
loves
Actually,
Hex.
The first ever match on the first ever show of a house party was Hex versus me, and he beat me in like
Why
3
was-
minutes, and I was super pissed about that. I was like, 3 minutes? Not that he like won, like whatever. My promo probably wasn't that great. But I remember being a little upset about that.
Hang on. Did
You're such a
somebody
whiny
just
little
say
bitch.
So
3 minutes?
Yeah. Yes.
Such a motherfucker, you give me match of the year rematch of Frederick versus CJ. That was beautiful though.
Sorry if
Wonderful.
I got a cold.
Is
I'm
that
gonna
what
blame
causes
that.
the buzzing voice, or?
No, I'd like to. I'll blame it on that. But when I don't have a cold, it's like a deep, sexy thing.
So sexy.
Maybe I'll live up to expectations, Carl. Sooner or later, at one point.
I wasn't here for it. I don't remember it.
I have no idea what he's talking about either.
The Freight Train versus CJ in a steel cage match. Apparently was match of the year.
Yeah,
Is
it was
this-
a stream with
Was
Brian.
this when? For some reason in my mind, I'm like, is this something Jack Anchor did? Because you see it like from the, like a look back on people's
Pretty
careers.
good,
So you'd write a match before they were in WIR or something like that.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
that's
can-
what he's referring to. I don't know.
All right.
Maybe it's an inside joke.
Joining us in the call right now is Stephen Romero.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
Stephen Hernandez. Wait,
Steven, are you with us?
Stephen, my FBI agent, baby.
That boy you thought was an off-duty cop, daddy.
Oh, baby.
I like to imagine my
Can you hear me?
impressions are-
No,
Yes, we can.
Can you hear me?
no.
No.
Yes.
Damn it.
No.
Can you hear me?
No.
You're Daddy.
I'm not. Okay, it just got really delayed and got
Oh.
confused.
It was
Just a
Rob-
heads
See,
up.
Vic, there you go. Vic agrees with me. I said over my dead
Why-
body. Is that
why is
title
there heat
ever
over
coming
the-
back?
Why is there
because-
heat over the hardcore title?
Because it like I swear to God, there are points where it would change hands 6 times a day. It's like, oh, it's a skateboard. He's the champion now.
That was glorious now. Or that's
Champion,
Chunka's.
I
so
could
there we
be a
go.
20-time hardcore champion if I wanted to.
Chunka CD was champion too, though.
I thank Vic for his service of getting them. It made me physically-
All right. For whatever reason, I can only hear you guys over the stream.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
You're
Sucks to be you.
fantastic.
Dutch.
So you're on a delay a bit.
What's up?
I should really bring back backhoe.
What?
Hey, I'm not trying to respect the legacy of skateboard. I'm just saying that I feel like the build-up and storyline surrounding his title win was very lackluster. It could have been like a 12-month story arc there.
I must say, it would have been improved if Eva Marie was riding the skateboard.
Oh,
Yeah, is it
I agree.
is it skateboard like the most decorated
Teams
champion in
Banky
history?
and a tree.
It might be. I know we have our wiki pages that like haven't been updated for months, but I'm sure it has the whole hardcore title history in there
Dutch.
somewhere.
Hmm.
I don't think it has.
Oh, you terrible says terrible as I like. I think
Terrible.
El not so terrible. And
Okay,
I always say El not so
Terrible.
terrible.
Reading. Well, there you go. I guess Terrible and Skateboard are probably gonna feud now.
Do we want to get on to the boring part of the show and talk about the pay-per-view coming up?
If you give me 1 second, I'm gonna try something on the stream.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to turn off the picture real quick. I'm gonna go
Oh,
ahead
no.
and
We're gonna go dark for a bit. Not really.
kind
no,
of,
don't
not
say that.
really.
No.
Insert.
We'll
Right
stop that
there.
Virgil again.
If you give me 1 minute, perhaps I'll fix it. Add image.
See, this is why it's episode 1. We got to get the kinks out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess. Is this
this is the buggy version.
Hey, you can see my.
Gonna try to turn on my speakers, see if I can hear you guys that way.
All right.
All right. Good for you.
I think I have the best profile picture.
I could change.
Nah,
I'm trying to fix it though. Don't worry about it.
Kyle keeps asking you something. If that matters.
If this works though.
Oosh.
yes, they
Let's
ban.
Don't know what the hell is going on. I'll disconnect and see if I can figure anything out.
All right.
Sure.
Do you swear to God, bro?
Oh,
Swear to God, bro.
We need to get to
this
the
is
bottom.
so shit though.
We need to get to the bottom of something though.
Okay.
I want to know. Wait, which way? Are you Steve? You're Romero. Who's Steve Romero? Did you leave? I want to get to the bottom if he's actually black in real life or not. I want some real.
He
I want
left
some.
the call.
I want some real life diversity.
You guys keep talking.
If we just had like the
to do
two
something real quick.
tokens, like we're good.
Yeah.
We got some women, and then we got
I mean, we got Ro.
yeah,
Uh,
Caitlyn.
we do.
Mhm.
I think the black guy is all we need to round it out. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Oh shit. This is me just testing them out. I'm gonna stop the stream real quick. I'll
There
turn
you
it
go,
back
we
on
got-
immediately.
see?
I'll turn it back on
Okay, let's
immediately.
say we got-
1 second.
That's close enough.
Hey.
Yes,
Yeah.
it works.
Almost there. He's Latino. I guess Hernandez gave that away.
All right. Right now, it should be that you guys hear me, and I don't have to listen to myself the entire time, which is amazing.
There you go. Yeah, he says he's Latino.
That's nice.
Who's the black one?
There's Steve Romero, and then there's Joseph Barker. I think is the other one.
Yeah, we gotta ask Barker if he's back in real life. Okay, so should we get on track?
Yeah,
Get on-
do we have it back in the first place?
That's a good question.
I don't have to listen to myself the
I
entire
would
time,
turn on
which
audio
is
dice,
amazing.
but I hate my own voice. So
All right.
Can't stand it.
All right, let's go and begin with Rookie Rumble. And like I'm a
I like
Shut
how
up,
we're
you
like making
badass.
predictions for a show. Still like kind of being written, and will probably be out in like
Yeah.
within the next 12 hours. I pretend like I already don't know what happens.
It better be like.
Yeah, me neither. So let's go ahead and go through it. Let me go ahead and grab the page with all the competitors. Let's start with the first guy who promoted, Lazarus Sirenius.
Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and start with Carson.
Get the page.
Carson, what do you think of Lazarus Sirenius?
Well, I don't know how to say his name properly, so thank you for saying his name.
Lazarus Sirenius.
That's his
Bebe.
Serenus. And I don't. His picture base confuses me. Being a Jeff from Community. So I expected like a Mordecai, you know? Or
Yeah, I know what you
maybe
mean, yeah.
Undertaker.
I get what you're saying.
That's
Yeah.
not.
You see
Yeah.
this preacher, and you immediately think, that's Joel McHale.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't expect Joel McHale. I didn't like. It's like the handsome
Mm.
preacher. Maybe it's like a Scientology type of thing going on.
I guess. But I can barely hear anyone else but Dutch. Give me 1 minute, I'll fix it.
I think he seems pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Not much I can
mean-
say. It's the type of character we're gonna have to wait for him to on with his storylines and stuff after his debut.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, he's.
Oh,
Not much I can say. It's the type of
he
character
doesn't have
we're
his
gonna wait.
page yet. I'm interested in this character. So, like, all the rookies have great characters, in my opinion.
Yeah, but let's see who sticks around. Usually we lose half of them after the first month and a
Yeah.
half,
I know. That's what I
which
was.
is all right. Not wrong.
When I first joined, I felt you guys like hazing me about that.
Oh, wait a
They
minute.
have great characters, in my opinion.
Let me go to the alumni page. Let's see.
Alumni?
Let's see who we've lost. Do we have?
We've lost
At first-
enough.
Let's see. We have Ace. Ace was here the first a month. D Swift. That was one of the straights.
Yeah.
Devin Sanders. I think that was a black guy. El Toxico. I liked El Toxico a lot.
Me too.
Mm.
I liked El Toxico. And someone left the call,
Yeah.
I think. Steven. Damn it, Steven.
I'm
Oh,
back.
Kyle.
Jag Thin. I forgot
Oh.
about him.
Oh god.
Who?
You didn't lose me, Kate. I stick around.
He jagged
I love
Thin.
this
That's
place.
exactly what it sounds
That's
like.
the
He got a
plan.
sign and he hit people with it. And it's a
Oh yeah, Jack Thind.
Cairo. I think I might have scared Cairo off.
Oh god, yeah.
Why did you scare off Cairo though?
Well, because he you remember that like period where people would just randomly start feuds with someone without their permission.
Yeah,
They, like,
yeah.
on Twitter be like, "Hey, I want to fight you," and I'm like, "Well, I'm kind
Right.
of doing something," and I'm like, "Way up here," and you just started. So he challenged me to a no DQ match. I'm like, "Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna put myself over." So I'm like, "I'll write the match," and it's supposed to be no DQ. And like, honestly, if anyone else was running it, they would have chosen me to win anyways because his promos weren't that strong. And he's all like, "I'm an Egyptian." Da, 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 da. So it's like a 3-minute squash. So I think he left after that.
Wait, Carson, why are you in the alumni?
Am I in
You're
the
Hex.
alumni?
Yeah, you're Hex.
Not- Yeah, you're spoiling future storylines here.
Damn
I'm
it.
sorry.
Is there gonna be a thing where I crawl into the ring and then I come back out and it's Hex and they're all like, "Oh, who's that?" And it's like a Joseph Park type of thing going on. So it's not
I wasn't around when Garrett Fowler was something.
what was he?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't have a name. Was he the rich guy? No, that was Tyler Creed. Garrett Fowler.
Yeah. Haywood
Who knows?
Jablomi.
There's a
I
lot of
miss
alumni. There's a lot of alumni that I either forget or I really wish they never left in the first place.
I miss Haywood. He was my favorite
Two of
ref.
them are mine, so
I kind
Yeah,
of miss Malcolm White, truth be told.
Right?
But that's because of the character. I mean, like, you have this, well, what's that actor's name again?
Danny DeVito-ish.
Danny DeVito coming
Oh,
out.
my
Picture baseball is Danny DeVito, but I like to picture him as Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it is Danny DeVito, but
Yeah.
just imagine this: Danny DeVito walking down the ramp, while on the background a song that goes about the funeral is over. You killed one of our gang members. Now we're gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, his song is heavy rap.
Yeah, I picked that one out.
I don't think I ever made him come out to his theme song when I wrote him, but I remember listening to that once and going like, "What
I
is
was-
this? Where
I
did
was-
this come from?"
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Found out what works. Here you guys
Hey.
now.
There you
Hey,
go.
hello.
Yes, I-
Logan Balor.
Steven has joined.
Balor.
Oh, yeah,
That was
that's
one
right.
of who's that? He's
Who's the
he's
Genesis?
a different character right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't-
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
Genesis.
Xavier Stark. Oh shit, he deleted his things.
The bombshells. Holy shit.
Is it Morgan or is it No, Maverick was Hex. Who the hell was?
No. Carson, you're Hex.
Oh, sorry, I'm Hex.
Let
Is it who's?
Hang
Yeah,
on.
I'm trying to figure out who's Genesis.
me find out.
Oh,
David. David was Genesis.
David Bader. Okay,
David
that's a pretty
Bader,
big
yeah.
switch. I like Bader way more than I like Genesis. I don't remember Genesis
Uh,
doing anything other than
I'm
one
sorry,
time I
David.
mentioned that fatal X-Way match.
Sorry, David. I didn't mean it.
And now
No,
the biggest person to ever leave WIR, Kaiji.
I saw he was back for like that one episode.
Yeah, he attacked me, and then the next week he left.
KG was interesting, and I think there's still an effort to reach out to him.
Yeah, but I have this feeling he will stay for one episode.
KG was cool.
Yeah, but he attacked me, and it didn't do shit to him.
He attacked me. No, here's my thing about KG. Because I remember, what was it? I think it was no refunds. Mark
Yeah.
Madness. I was in a tag match.
Yeah, with me against me. It
Yeah.
was War Dutch versus
I think
Carson
the
and Clutch.
The ending saw, I think Sunshine returned at the same time. And
Well,
I was
the
like,
match before that.
things happening. Oh yeah, and then KG, he came in and he spit mist in my face. I'm like, okay, cool, he'll be on the other team, we can do a thing. And then he just kind of fucked off, and it's like, okay,
No.
that's over.
It's like the
Yeah.
sting of WIR.
Yeah,
Did
did I-
he attack both you and Warlock?
yeah, he probably attacked everyone.
He attacked
Yeah.
everyone, including me. I beat
Yes.
Carson's chest red in that match too.
Yeah, which is why I think I said it once. I'm like, well, if someone leaves, which is totally fine, and they're in the middle of something, we should have the right to carry them out or until they're done.
Yeah.
Which obviously apparently backfired on us, because we
Oh,
got an
yeah.
angry message on the
don't set someone on fire.
Oh yeah, that.
Oh, that was
What about Duncan Green though? I took care of Duncan Green. I brought him
Oh,
in.
yeah.
He did one thing,
That
and he
guy
said,
who was
"I'm
in
not
your
interested."
override stable for a month and did literally nothing.
He did
Yeah.
nothing.
didn't Vic.
So you
I
replace
feel
him
like
with
Vic saw
Atkins.
him or something.
Why did he leave outside of kayfabe?
He was kind of done with it. He realized he wasn't having fun with it, so he left.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
So I just brought him in this storyline to make Jarrett, Dutch, Warlock feud make a little bit sense.
And Kate, you're a trooper for that. Carrying Hawk after that.
Who?
Kate, she said carried Hawk 3 months after he left.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Hawk. I think he's gone. He's in the OC leave part, but it's probably gonna be alumni.
You can say what you want, but all those people that have left could never lace the boots of Los Chungas.
I agree.
Honestly, Los Chungers are the best
Jobber team ever.
Hey,
because
Don't get it.
anyone
No,
can use them.
They
Vic
won
gave us
that.
a gift.
They won that one battle royal for that Chipotle coupon, I believe.
That's their crowning moment.
Yes.
Their Chipotle.
And no, Carson, you're wrong. You're wrong because Jimmy Chonga Sr. was once a WIR champion.
Who?
That's
Was he a
in the
hardcore
bank.
champion?
Wasn't it Junior?
Junior, one of them. It doesn't matter. One of them was a champion for like 5 seconds.
And then
Wasn't
came
that,
Carson
uh,
fucking
house-
shit up.
Wasn't that the
Who's
house
the one?
party that was so bad you had to cancel the next show?
No, that's because there's like people are busy. I guess I forget what happened, but it was probably the good decision. No, that was
I know-
no. You're right though. That was after the one before, which I think in storyline reason, it was that like, oh, we have to cancel this because like Carson beat the shit out of Junior Chung or something like that. It's kind of silly, but I needed like some reason to fuel like tension that was going on or whatever. Yeah, he was the world champion for like 10 seconds or something.
And that I would say that's the highlight of Los Chongas.
That was
Yeah.
Vic's idea too. I think Vic told me. I
Vic
think
is
a couple
amazing in that,
months- a
on
couple
that
months
part.
prior, he told me like, hey, since you're like the corporate champion and you're doing like this or like this defend the title against jobbers thing, how would you feel about doing like a Chris Jericho style thing? Or that's
Yeah.
what his like pitch was, where like he wins it at the beginning of the show, then loses at the end of the show. But I kind of modified it because I didn't want him actually holding the title for a couple hours, or I guess a couple like in show hours, because I wanted like
Terrible.
tension between like the Ball Sweat sponsorship and then him or my character for doing what he did, showing that he's kind of like a cunt.
Hey
I
Carson,
love how we went from the Rookie Rumble to
Oh,
Carson. Jarvis.
yes.
Hear me? Hello.
I gotta go.
Hello.
yeah, hello, hi, Flash. Carson, I have a question. This has been bugging me for a while, but at the pay-per-view A happening,
Oh shit, I forget which one. That was a triple threat.
that was the triple
Yeah.
threat between me,
Yeah.
Ryan, and you. Did I fuck up by changing my character so much?
No, I don't even remember.
I changed it that he had a mask and everything because I wanted to
Oh, I
try
think-
something new.
I think I just wrote the entrance like that, and then I stuck because I probably I already because whenever I write a match like that, I usually have it all planned out before the announcement's even made that it's happening.
Yeah.
If I know it's gonna happen, which is usually what I do, because then I like to pick up something else on the side. So like okay, it takes me like an hour to write this because I already have the template out, and then I can work on something else because no one's gonna take it anyway.
Yeah. They might want to go to the time limit draw against Chongas at the Go Home show, but it got shut down.
I would love for that to happen.
Yeah, but then they'd have to be put in the title picture. One day
Why
they're gonna
wouldn't you
be-
want Los Chongas in the title picture?
I was hoping Lost Chagas would win that fatal four-way match.
Yeah. That was also Vic's idea to stick him in there. He's like, I'm writing that match only if Los Chongas win. I'm like, okay, sure, but you're gonna have to do the thing where they're not actually in the match, right? Because it become like a heel move where, Override like hacks the list or something. Because apparently it works like that. But yeah, honestly, when it's all said and done, I don't know. Whenever this EFED dies or whatever, Los Chongas are gonna be the only ones who would have been there the whole time, probably. The dust,
Yeah.
from the dust, it'll just be Los Chongas.
And it's not like
Just a-
Java who was created by some guy who's not here anymore. Vic is still around.
Yeah.
Oh
He's-
yeah.
He's been
Just
around.
a little bit of comment of CJ. Dave Harvey and Chongas are the only cinnamon rolls in
I
WIR.
love Dave
Too
Harvey.
pure. Dude, Lost Chongas were in the title
I can't
picture
wait for
thanks to
him
the
to-
override.
To use his IOU for whatever he wants to use.
And you call us heel. So
what's the
heel,
case
you'll
there
turn me
for the
face.
IOU? Like it's a Money in the Bank kind of thing, or?
No, it's kind of like a.
Yeah.
No, it's not Money in the Bank because you can't just cash it in like Seth Rollins. It's like you cash it in, but you can't just be like right now. It has to be like okay, on the iPay-per-view, I want this match, or next week. It has
Oh,
to be
so
like
so it's
little
like
bit
the Gift of the Gods
no, it's
title
kinda like
on
a-
Lucha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Where you have to give a little bit of a notice. You can't just run in and like punch someone in the face and be like, I'm cashing it in. This piece of paper. You probably
All right,
lost
I have to
it.
call CJ now, Caitlin. Okay, Caitlin. Whatever turns your hermaphrodite tendencies.
It's exactly not. You just completely went off base on what the situation is.
All right,
Not a hermaphrodite.
So I've done with it.
let's go ahead and talk about well, a moderately unnecessary display of violence
Yeah, that's
Ye-
next.
2. Yeah.
That's
After.
the next show.
And this show right now is being hosted by the first ever Amadov champion.
Ooh.
Tournament winner, at least.
See, like
yeah,
everyone's already jumping on you for that hermaphrodite comment. That's so wrong. It's not even funny.
Also, fuck Seamus.
Hey, you're a heel, so it makes sense.
Exactly.
You gotta get that heel.
Guess.
If I don't like
But
you, I
insulted
brand
your
you.
own stablemate.
What? Once, can you say that again?
You insult, but I just remembered that you insulted your own stablemate.
No.
Not really.
It's not.
I'm-
Eh,
Yeah, what are we talking about? Hey, I apologize, Caleb.
Amudov 2.
I'm gonna go ahead and be a
Yes.
little. Oh, you
I'm
first.
still trying to think of matches to do for it because obviously they have to be hilariously violent. Are they? Oh no, don't worry about that. All the matches are. Well, yeah, they're still being written. As in, I'm still halfway through the 5-way match.
A moderately unnecessary display of violence to match idea, though.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I can see
Let's
it.
do the casket match again.
There you go.
Razor blade sex doll match.
Well, I'm not gonna spoil anything because I want some of the matches that I have in my head, especially one that I'm 100% sure is happening, to be like, kind of like, the first time they hear about it is when they just read about it, because like like what the hell is that?
Also,
So-
Carson, you got the. I think you got the Dutch Jarrett Warlock match.
No,
You haven't?
Uh,
In PM?
no, I don't have it.
Not yet. I'll go
No, I
ahead
know
and.
he's like finished. He told me. Oh, I have a message.
You
Oh,
have
he
a.
says I'll have two tonight. Don't worry. I'm not stressed out about the show anymore.
Yeah, me
No,
neither. I mean, like
Because
3 weeks.
we're gonna give the week off, which in my opinion, I don't think it should just be like.
I don't
literally
think
next
we'll
week,
have a
and it's
week
like
off
couple
anymore.
days between the house announcements. I want the whole next week off plus, and then the next week's the card announcement, so it's kind of like 2 weeks. Because I know school's starting soon.
Oh
A lot
yeah.
of people are-
School already started for me. It's been
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Oh yeah,
for
you're in
me.
the States. Oh yeah. So
Yep.
I'm going back to university on the 10th, I think.
I only have to go to school Monday. Tuesday, I have an internship. My
Well,
internship
hey,
starts at the
Dutch,
TV studio.
Dutch.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh, fuck you too.
So I was gonna give 2 weeks off, and then usually since it's a 2-day tournament and it requires a lot of writing, and I think last year, which we'll probably do this year, it's like a person takes a block, right? So,
Yeah.
Because they need to kind of determine who's winning those matches because it's a tournament in that small amount of time. So I think there's usually a week off before that too, so those writers can finish it instead of just giving like a 3-day window and then going like, oh, it's 5 days later, it's so late. Where's the show, Lebowski? Type thing.
Pre-show hype thread 2.
Oh, I was like, guys, it's been a year and a half. We already know that like Thursday's the new Monday.
Thursday, new Monday. I like it.
No floor deathmatch, just no floor. That's funny. I like that. Honestly,
What
I'm
if-
probably gonna put up a thread
people-
saying everyone just throw ideas out for death matches.
What if one of the gimmicks for the tournament?
I think we
was a
should.
straight
I'll-
up wrestling match. You know, like
Just
swing-
amateur,
like
but
that's the swerve, like an actual legitimate amateur wrestling match.
well, I'd have to be KSJ.
But since my character Romero was born in the ghetto, if he somehow ends up in the tournament, I'd love for there to be a match where he fights all over the ghetto.
Yeah,
Like what they did with
Morgan versus
yeah.
yeah.
Who was
Okay,
he fighting?
everyone's shooting.
Bader. That was it,
Don't
Bader.
worry, people. I'm gonna put a thread up after the show. Probably.
Vic did a great job with that match.
In the 2-week break, saying, okay, anyone have ideas for death matches? Just throw them in there, and if I guess we think they're good, we'll put them in there.
Maybe.
'Cause
We'll think about
as
it.
violent as it comes off, it's usually like a pretty tongue-in-cheek.
A pillow
funny
fight.
violence.
But
Yeah.
pillows have knives in them.
Ooh,
Honest- that
that's
sounds-
so-
I think razor blades would fit better. I mean, like.
It would probably.
Oh
here, no.
yeah.
Well, here's what you do. It'd be a sexy slumber party match, and it'd be between Royce and O'Brien and Caitlyn.
I love
Hey,
it.
I thought.
I'd love it to be between Roe and Morgan O'Connor.
All right. I have no idea how to feel that. But
do we just want to move up the card now? Can we
Were we ever out in the card in the first place?
we started with the
Oh,
rookie
you're talking
run.
about the rookies. There's not much I can say about them because I'm not attached to
Yeah,
any of the characters particularly, but they all seem promising.
Yeah, they all seem promising.
Yeah, especially that Stephen Romero guy.
Yeah, oh my God.
Romero guy.
Hello.
Hello.
I like that
Hi.
guy.
Oh,
Also, next up, Dean Arrow versus Sonny Carson. Carson, do you have
It's me.
anything to fill up to it?
Carson,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
you.
That's me. I have plans for that. I can't say too much about it because it's
All
very
right.
much a transitional piece of the show.
All right, anyone else have any comments about it? Anyone? Okay, no one's interested. Let's go on.
I can tell you. No, I can tell you. I can tell you how it started originally. Okay, my
It
first
started
here's
with
what
two wrestlers, then the bell rung. That's a pretty good
No,
start, you know?
Okay, here's what happened. After what was the last one? Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
My original pitch, which I was talking to, I think I was talking to Vic, and then I tried messaging someone else about this. But my whole thing was that, the whole storyline is that Carson's like he's like kind of sliding down the card, and he can't really handle it. So the whole point is that he's kind of like shows up, wasn't booked, which I think was what happened on the first show, right? He wasn't booked, and the whole thing was that he was gonna keep getting like not booked or these things he doesn't want to be in, and then like the last night he realizes he's not booked for the pay-per-view, so he'd like demand a contract, and he'd go up there and just be like, literally anyone come out, sign it, because I want a match, I want my payday, and then like maybe someone would return, or maybe someone who's like kind of lower on the card would come, but then I think the situation was that the main event, someone who was supposed to write it, kind of like literally last moment, like a couple days later already said I can't do it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take it. And as like a shortcut, I'm like, I'm not gonna spend like a couple hours to make it like a big main event. So I'm just gonna have my character come and kick Dean Arrow in the face. So and after that, I was kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'm in a feud with Dean Arrow now. So
It just kind of happened.
it just kind of happened, which is good because my original plans fell through with the person I was talking to, so it's good. It's still on the theme of like me kind of like I'm at the bottom of the card and like, oh, you're threatening my position, I'm gonna kick you in the face some more.
This
Whatever
may
I do.
this may be a
That
bit
plan
selfish.
gone through, we could have had Jimmy Chogan Jr. versus Sonny Carson, the rematch of the century.
I would
Actually-
have loved to see that.
They had the match of the century for the
Oh yeah,
championship.
no, I guess me getting my comeuppance from Jimmy Chonga Jr. was that was at where Moxie Moon. I think it was the first show where Moxie Moon was in power, or the second show, and she like, okay, Carson, you'll get your number one contendership if you beat these people of my choice. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And then when I go up there, it's like the 8 jobbers who.
Didn't that match end with Dewey Needler putting you in the sticky sleeper?
Yeah, he's stuck in the line. 'Cause the whole point, it was kind of like supposed to be kind of poetic justice. Because over the past 2 months, Carson was doing that stupid thing where he'd be like, I'm defending my title. It'd be like against the superstar. Or even like a gauntlet match where he's basically using these poor guys to like match his bragging rights. So the whole point is like, okay, he just got his ass kicked by all of them. All like 8 or 7 of them. And it was Jimmy Chonga who got the pin. Or, well, I think they all got the pin. He's like hit his
Yeah, I
finish.
think they-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it.
This may be a little bit selfish.
WIR World Champion Sonny Carson versus the Defiant Challenger, Arky Man.
Yeah, pretty much like that.
Carson, this may be a little bit selfish, but I think I have taken over the role as the major heel in WIR.
Oh my gosh.
I will never be able to live up to your kind of heelness, but I'm in
My
that
classic-
area.
My vintage E-Fed history of
Oh,
the
stop.
Yeah,
told
right.
for ages among the 100 people or so
Carson,
that passed through.
Carson, you're like Warlock. You just don't matter anymore.
Wow.
Oh, guys, wait! I have like I have 6 months of story for him or from Carson in my back pocket that it's gonna kind of emotions are gonna be set soon for, which you're all
Yeah.
gonna enjoy.
I'm
Which
gonna
I think
enjoy.
it's been- it's
I
been-
know the story
it's been-
though. I know what you've
It's
told
been
me.
slightly foreshadowed occasionally over the past year or so, but it's gonna happen. I'm not gonna say much past that, but I think everyone's gonna like it.
Gay.
On
Can
that
I get a
note,
shoot interview here, Carson, will we ever
Yeah.
see you turn face?
Probably not. You know what? How about this? Not in the way you'd expect.
I know what it is. I know what it is. I'm not gonna spoil anything. On that note, let's go over to Applebaum versus Reese versus Maverick versus O'Connor versus
I heard
O'Brien.
this one. I put this
Guys.
one together.
This is my match. This
This
is
is
my
I
match.
am.
This match was so clusterfuck, though.
That's actually what I'm writing. at the moment.
Cluster spot fest, and I love it.
So you're putting me over, right, Carson?
Yeah, spoiler alert. He comes
Let's
in,
bury him. Let's
uh,
bury him now.
he literally hits everyone with his finish, and then he pins everyone at the same time,
Just stack him on
and
us.
then he
And then later that night, he
Did I
comes
see,
out and takes the
he
WYR
did-
World Championship.
That turns the Jack Flash versus Kevin Scott Jackson world
Yeah.
title
Oh,
match
yeah.
into a triple threat and squashes them both.
yeah.
Uh,
And then WIR ends.
That's triple threat.
And
Yeah, 2 times ago.
AEW squashes everybody.
it's not gonna get any better. Let's stop it right here.
Yeah. No, I put this okay. I think the original. Oh, here's the thing. I remember it was. I think 2 weeks in. I think originally for the pay-per-view set was Reese versus Maverick, which would be kind of like the seeds have been sort of planted for it. But then I'm like, wait a minute, Applebaum doesn't have an opponent because I guess it kind of got caught up in all the override stuff. And it
Yeah.
didn't seem like anything was planned, so I'm like, okay, I'll make it a triple threat between Maverick, Reese, and Applebaum because like those are 2 relevant people. And
Then
why
you
not make
remember,
it
oh yeah, we have someone on the roster with tits. We probably should put
Yeah,
them in the
a
match
bigger
too.
situation, and then O'Connor. The thing is, O'Connor, we can put him in these matches against people that like have been around for a while. So like he'd do these awesome promos. He was always active, right? But he'd always end up on the losing end. So I kind of felt like he deserved to be on the card. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make him like legitimate. I'm just gonna make him go in there and like beat the shit out of everyone. And I guess he's in possession of the title now. So okay, I want to put him in the match. And then Ro, because I'm a huge fan of Ro, I asked her, I'm like, what do you have planned for the iPay-per-view? Because I wanted her to be a part of it. Because she's always doing good, and she didn't have any plans for this. I'm like, okay, I guess it's a 5-way, because I want to keep everyone relevant. I want to keep everyone who's currently relevant, I want them to stay relevant, right? So if
Just
Ro
give
was to
her a
randomly
like,
miss a show,
got
it would kind of
paper.
hurt her character.
Yeah.
Kind of make her not a big deal anymore. So ended up being a 5-way, which is
I
just
have
be a
some-
spot fest.
Some minor spoilers.
How to get booked 101. Have tits.
Yeah.
This match hopefully is gonna plant some seeds for some future stuff for Reese, and I
Yeah.
think that's gonna
There's
be.
a lot of seed planting in this whole pay
Because-
So
Yeah,
much
like-
seeds.
over it.
Reese has always felt like just he's a guy. He's been around. He has some matches on pay-per-view, some feuds, but
Set some
never really
fire.
done too much.
What are you
Set some
talking
people got
about?
fired, made him had a mental breakdown and
I lasted almost 90 minutes in the tortilla. Okay.
yeah.
But Reese, you were talking like, oh, here's this old PWR guy. I'm gonna show him who's the boss, and here I
Yep.
come. I
And then
wreck
becomes
you and I
boss.
leave.
Yep.
That was
I don't
beautiful.
know.
I was the first person to beat you, and you were talking shit about PWR. In comes the PWR's biggest jobber and
I
kills
don't
you.
know what I was thinking. Like I think I remember browsing for some shit, and I saw PWR, and I remember seeing yours. So when I joined WIR, I kind of linked that, but I didn't really look into
Oh,
it.
don't worry. Everyone's first storyline is usually like the shittiest thing on the planet. I forget what mine was. Oh, mine was because I was out of the tournament. Like that I was out of the tournament. Is this
Oh, the fake WIR championship.
yeah.
No. Don't even joke, Carson. That's the best thing ever.
Because I remember I was out of the tournament for the title, and I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with myself? So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna make my own storylines, which is basically what I've been doing for the whole tenure of the EFED. So I'm like, I'm just gonna give myself a title, and then I ended up getting matched with CJ, which CJ's probably still bitter about this. But at the time, I was seen as a comedy character, and he was like one of the top heels with the strays, and I was like, I'm supposed to lose. I'm supposed to lose, right? But I'm gonna make myself go over so hard, right? So I kicked out of all his finishers, right? Like he needed the entire stray team to like come in.
Kick
And
out of
do
Side
something.
Stopper.
I like kicked out of everything. So at the end, they broke my title. So then I like nudged myself into the Strays Legion feud.
Also,
But I
I
remember-
loved it when your fake WIR title made its return in the Stud versus EVJ match at No Refunds.
Oh, that was
When I
beautiful.
Like, oh yeah, I
That,
had
and
that.
that is probably my favorite WIR match.
That was a good
I-
one. Vic Vic and EVJ always do good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I have like an idea or something, I usually actually talk to Vic first and be like, "Hey, is there any way you could expand?" Yeah, and he's like, he used to be so salty. We got into an argument over it too. We had like a day-long message argument where we were like counting fingers, like, okay, you got to kick out of like 8 of mine, and I got to kick out of like 4 of yours. It's like, I gotta go over, brother.
Brother. But
Yeah, well, that's how I wedged myself into the.
my first feud was against the one, the only Hex, and Jack
What,
Anchor.
So you messaged Carson, right? Like you talked with Carson and you got in touch.
About
Yeah.
what?
Jack,
Where did
here
this
you-
joke even come from? Of me being Hex? Did this just start?
Yeah, I messaged. Well, no, it was kind of like Hex was
Because I-
eliminated from the tournament.
Yeah.
Well, he lost the tournament and he was pissed and everything, so he wanted to get a feud. So he threw me into the new guys match. I was with Anchor and Devin Sanders too.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Hex destroys us all. He's on the microphone. He goes, "This is an open challenge to anyone." What is Dutch? Jumps up, beats him in the face.
Is that D Swift?
And also, I hold the record for winning the shortest match ever, 0.01 seconds. Because
Did Hex get himself disqualified?
yeah, he hit.
In
It was
like
ding
one
ding
minute.
ding, chair shot, ding ding
I was
ding.
confused with Ransom Ray, to be honest.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell which one was which until I read the username. But
Alright. Let's go over to Oh wait, do you have something else to say, or can we go over
well,
to the
I
next
guess
match?
although I did use Hex once. I think I wrote this is long after he's gone. But I used him in like a segment when I was doing the world tour thing. Where every city we go to, I'd do some like stupid segment
Yeah.
there with like a camera or whatever. I think I used him there once. I think he's a border patrol now. That's
Oh
his
yeah,
occupation.
shit.
Oh yeah.
I wrote Hex's last match where Kaiji cut his forehead open, used the
Wow.
blood to paint Kaiji's symbol in the middle of the ring with blood. That's how the story
He'll be
of
back one day, I'm sure.
Well, well, that's not a bad way to get bit off. I mean, if that happened to you in real life,
There you go.
if that happened to a wrestler in real life, wouldn't they leave because their blood is all over the mat and whatever? I don't know.
I would go ahead and grab the mat and just sell it. I mean, like it's still art.
Steven, what are you talking about? WIR is real.
Yeah.
Of
This is
course.
real life.
it's
this
real
is real
fake
life.
wrestling.
It's real
It's
fake
It's
wrestling.
fake.
It's like my last name is totally actually Romero, and I totally am a black guy, and I totally was born in a ghetto. Although I am actually from Sacramento.
And you're actually Asian instead of black.
Wait, what?
Most of my descriptors of my character are pretty true to life, other than like the physically in shape part.
Let-
Just that?
Yeah. No, that's probably it. Like I live in the same area.
I mean, I am in
Same.
real life. I am 6'6". I am 220 pounds. I'm a big guy. I wreck you. I've
Probably. I'm like 120, pale.
Oh,
I have a black belt in karate from like
But you can't
6 years ago, but that's about it.
also you can't punch me because I have glasses, so I got that
And you're
going on
like-
for me.
You're you're in a different continent too.
Exactly, but if I were to go there, you still can't punch me because I have glasses.
Yeah.
Now let's go over to one of the most hyped matches on the card, the Tina Turner Dome.
ooh.
Oh
I've
my
read it.
God.
I would say that.
I've read the match too.
Yeah.
I of course
I
wasn't
haven't.
around for the Strays Legion feud, but I've went over and I read that match and it was.
Do you guys
I
remember
loved it.
what the original concept of the Tina Turner Dome was? I think
No.
Vic's idea was that like every time like there would be like an impact on the mat, or like let's say someone smashed someone's head into the turnbuckle, it would change into a different Tina Turner song, and Tina Turner a Tina Turner song would be playing, and then someone would take like a powerbomb, so like like in the WWE games where
Yeah.
in the Inferno match, every time you like hit the mat, it's like it flares up. It's like that, except you're just different Tina Turner song. That's the original concept which Vic had. I'm like, that's hilarious. But I guess the gravitas of it had to change for like such a big feud.
Mm.
I don't even know how you would write that. How many? It would just be like a playlist of Tina Turner songs.
That would
Yeah,
be
I've read the
gorgeous,
Tina
though.
Turner album. It's really good.
It's
Hats
really
off.
good, yeah. It's the Tina
I'm kind
Turner
of
dub.
proud of how I wrote that go home tag match. I think I set that up pretty well.
Yeah, you did. There's a lot of times where I end up like not reading all the house parties. I just kind of copy paste and then I'll like skim for like the quick results. But if I see like a really long match, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna read this.
Well,
Let-
terrible messaged me. He said, "Yeah, you gotta make it a barn, brother.
Brother.
You gotta put on."
Who's even in this
gotta
match?
put our-
Oh
Sweet.
yeah, you have to go
Sweet.
ahead and smackdown.
Yeah.
I originally did not like Sueno, but now I like Sueno more than most things.
You gotta put him over.
Well, it was
Brother.
when they're, which I can see with the chat already. He's probably gonna chime in at one point. They were like changing their name like once a week and their gimmick, and then they have masks and they didn't have masks. But then I think there's like this crux this year where they just became like the workhorse gimmick, and now like one of the best things probably.
Yeah, I really like.
El Dotso terrible, El Terrible, Dragon, Quantum Dragon. I think Dragon Garcia, and now just Dragon.
I don't know.
I've lost track, and I'm not gonna try to keep up with it anymore.
I think
Also,
it's
what
just Terrible and Dragon now. He's at the anti-Hogan. That was the. Oh, were we getting worked? Were we getting worked by Terrible? Was that?
We're
was that the
working
gimmick?
ourselves into a shoot.
We were working. He made us work ourselves into a shoot.
Jabroni Box don't know it's a work when you work and work and work yourself into a shoot box.
Oh wow! I didn't even realize it until now that Terrible was working us over. Yeah, but he's awesome right now. I love it.
Now let's go over to the most important match on the card. It is the Righteous One, Eric Von Jarrett, versus the Rising Phoenix, Robert Warlock, versus the Incarnation of Insanity, the Flying Dutchman, Mr. Amadov, the Human Highlight Reel, the Hardcore Specialist, Thumbtack Jack, the Destroyer of Rosters, Dutch Disaster, Dutch Death, Death-Defying Maniac, Wildcard, and the Man with 1,000 Nicknames, Mark Dutch.
I want you to be announced under all of your nicknames during that match.
That, but
Hello.
Hello. Is your mic fixed?
Hey, hear me now.
naming all my nicknames is the
cool.
equivalent to an Undertaker entrance.
No,
It takes too damn long.
Flashes here, I could talk about Warlock specifically. Because here's the thing with Warlock. When was it? I'm gonna go. It's gonna be kind of like a longer little bit because it's more about like the ball sweat feud. When I lost my title, right?
Yeah.
And then when I did that, I wanted to do a thing where I originally pitched it to Brian when he was still running it. That I was like, how about this? I'm gonna like leave, which did happen, right?
Yeah.
And then I contacted Terrible about this. I'm like, how would you feel about having like a third member of Sueno, right? And it'd be a guy under a mask. And the whole thing is that like that would be Sonny Carson, right? And
Wait,
there'd just be some stupid match where like no one takes it seriously, right? So it's like you get like a little I guess it's kind of like an IU where it's like you get this little gift card and it's like you can cash it in for whatever, right? And then it would be like with jobbers and everything, and then Mantis, which is like what Carson would be called under the mask, would win it. And then the next night, Mantis would cash it in for a title shot. They're like, oh, I didn't even know you could cash it in for that. Like it was like a bunch of jobbers and everything. And then after all this like shenanigans, he'd win it, and then he'd be like, oh, Carson's back. And then Brian's like, oh, by the way, Kyle Scott's pretty much doing that.
Dang, that would
Caitlin said, "Oh,
had Sonny Carson in a John Doe costume.
Yeah, Carl's talking about it right now.
Also,
no, it's Caitlin. It's Caitlin. You have to say
also
Caitlin.
Sorry.
Caitlin,
But,
you have.
also, didn't
Don't trigger
Suedo bring back John Doe for like a few weeks and then just
Yeah.
dump him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I forget what I was talking to Caitlin because I wanted to do something. Maybe it's because I thought if just in case she walked out, I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I think I had something else in mind. Actually, with Caitlin, which is also hilarious because it's almost like every time I had an idea, someone else already had it. I think I never explained it to her, but my original idea is like, hey, we hate each other, right? We have kind of a history where like I hate you, you hate me. Well, I want to do like an odd couple pairing, just like she did with Nolan Hawk, and it never happened. But like a month later, it started. I'm like, wow, like I don't have an original thought in my head. Everyone's taken. Oh yeah, we're planning a title feud. That could have been it because I think I was just in case she ended up walking out with the title. But anyways, so I told that, and I think I was talking to Tribble about it, and then when I heard Kyle Scott was doing it, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess the plan's changing. And then I think in the secret sub when we used it, Kevin Scott Jackson posted, hey, I'm thinking about doing like a company-wide angle with White taking over. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna modify what I did, where I return, take the title, and then I'm like a company man. But in the original feud with Warlock, if I took it as like the masked one and I came back, I'd lose it the next month, right? It was kind of like, this could be fun to do. You get the title back, right? But with the corporate, I'm like, okay, well, the whole point of it is that if you want to take it's the corporation, our version of it, seriously, they can't just be on top for a month and then like their whole plan goes to shit a month later because no one cares about them, right?
Yeah,
So
I
the
was the
whole point
first
is, like,
person attacked by White though. I was the
Have
first person.
Yeah, you couldn't have had the tortilla cyber after
Yeah.
1 month.
So then when that started happening, the original plan was I kept talking to Warlock. I already had a couple months plan. I'm like, okay, basically I'm gonna get out of a title match with you on the first pay-per-view, so it's gonna be a tag match, right? And
Yeah.
then the next night I'm supposed to defend your title. And you're like, I'm gonna keep getting it or keeping it through these stupid means. And the whole end of the whole feud was supposed to be Warlock taking the title off me, right? It wasn't just me like trying to cut his balls off and then send him back into the open, right? But then so the original plan was during the Cybernetico that the whole time Carson would not be fighting. He'd be like sending out us to do his work, or like one of the other team members hit their finish and then Carson would tag it and take the pin. And then by the end, it would just be him, and he's kind of like, oh, it's like the first time that he's had no one around him because everyone's knocked out, right? Malcolm's probably not around, Jack Anker's not around, they're all taken out, and it would be him versus 3 other guys. It's not like the classic one-on-one. It's like him versus like Warlock, probably Dutch, and I think Sunshine too.
No. It would be Flash too, though. Flash.
Flash,
was,
yeah, maybe Flash. It was like
Flash
three
was the
people-
favorite to win the title too.
Yeah, Flash. It would be 3 people who just really need their comeuppance against Carson, or deliver their comeuppance to him, right? So the whole thing, it would just be like they all hit their finish, maybe like multiple times, right? It's just like no offense from him, and then Warlock would pin him, and then it'd be like he's out, right? And then it would be
Triple threat, and Dutch would
Yeah.
have turned heel probably. If he were to win the
Yeah.
title, he would have turned heel by
Yeah.
smacking Warlock across the head
When I
with the
heard of
chair
those
before
five
the bell
problems,
rung.
I still wanted to do the thing where there's 3 people and they eliminate Carson after he's been hiding the whole time, and then I wanted, because I knew Warlock was kind of like starting to turn. I shouldn't say he's heel, but he's kind of different attitude, right? So I
Yeah.
wanted to do a thing where because after Carson would get eliminated, since he's
Wait,
the
Carson,
first-
I'm gonna have to interrupt you real quick. You
Yeah.
guys go in and keep talking. I'm gonna go outside real quick, smoke a cigarette because I'm unhealthy
go for it.
motherfucker.
Ah, smells
I'll
good.
be right.
No,
Well,
So,
fuck you too. I'll be right back.
So I wanted that. So then, since he's the last member of Team White to be eliminated, it would be like there's like a huge celebration, right? The crowd's going crazy, like singing na 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 na. Na. So everyone's kind of distracted, almost like this is a celebration. That it's almost like the 3 remaining members forgot they're in a match. And then I wanted Warlock to roll maybe Sunshine out from behind and just pin him and eliminate him like that, which I thought would have been like the first couple seeds to be planted for Warlock had his different attitude that he. So, but obviously, I think. Then Eric Von Cherry is like, "Hey Carson, how'd you feel about getting eliminated in like 30 seconds?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So that's what we ended up doing. Because I knew I was done with it. I already knew for like months before that I was dropping it at the Cybernetico.
The
I had it for
Returnio was a really good match. Eric
Yeah.
he did a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, but it's shitting on Mark Dutch now.
Yep.
So yeah, so I always kind of felt guilty that Warlock did seem like everyone was pointing out that he kind of got neutered from his feud with me, which wasn't the intention. This is how it ended up happening. So I'm kind of rooting for Warlock to win this match. It hasn't come in yet, so I don't actually know the result. So I'm not giving like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, or like I'm misleading you guys because this person wins the match. But I think the feud's been built pretty well, and I think it does kind of play off what actually did happen to Warlock. So it should be good.
Should be. Okay.
Also,
So
have we talked about the world title match yet?
No,
no.
we're getting there.
Since Dutch is gone, we'll just go ahead and.
No, we can keep going.
Our main event of the evening, Jack
Face
Black
versus face.
against Kevin Scott Jackson.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Kevin Scott Jackson
Everybody
built up
knows
pretty big since he came back.
Yeah.
I always imagine like Kevin Scott Jackson as Jason Jordan because to me Kevin Scott Jackson doesn't sound like a white guy name even though his picture base is Charlie Haas. And he
Yeah.
also
I guess picture base is like Charlie Haas when he's like 40.
I
Even
get
though
you-
he's
I
not
feel
like
you
a
on
young
that.
20-year-old guy.
Like
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, I was just gonna repeat what I said by just saying I just can't imagine Kevin Scott Jackson as a white guy.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
you.
well, he
'cause
is.
It's weird, but I picture Dean Arrow more as Ambrose than Dutch.
Really? You're 100% correct. Every time I picture Dean Arrow, I think Ambrose in my head whenever I like read the things.
Yeah.
So then I get really confused with Dutch and Arrow in the same match because when I'm like playing it in my head, it's like it's like a Dean Ambrose look like facing a Dean Ambrose.
I think of him as like just a regular normal looking white young adult with Kota Ibushi's hair.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, the world title scene.
I really gotta
Jack-
commend Flash.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but like these two guys have done a great job because like face to face, it's kind of boring, you know. There's
Yeah,
no
because
heat.
usually it's just like I respect you too, handshake, but I'm gonna beat you.
Yep.
Like, that's usually how they
Oh,
all.
riveting!
But they've done a really good job.
Excitement.
It's also been like what? I guess it's been like a 2.5 month build up if you count like the Torneo Cibernetico show as like the start of it because they were the last two, and it's kind of like a different dynamic with each because they were still kind of on a collision course even when like KSJ was doing his feud with me and then Flash was doing his feud with Arrow, and there's like this kind of this interesting air where like Flash over the past 2 months has been like everyone's kind of doubting him because of the arm injury that's been persistent and it kind of kept lingering. So there's all these things about Flash where even though he's a face, it kind of seems like he keeps kind of like sneaking out with the title, which is a
Yeah,
very
with,
heel thing to do.
With
Or-
the override messing with his match with Dean Arrow.
Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah,
it's
that
kind of
was
like
a
all
bit
these.
weird.
They're kind of like introducing all these questions, which
Which,
are most likely
which,
gonna get.
Also,
Yeah.
I believe didn't Von Jarrett forget to make that a 2 out of 3 falls?
Yes.
Yeah. And the reasoning was that like Flash had to tell the ref like we can only go to one fall. Which I don't think would fly. I like that. We can only go to one fall. Gets the first fall. Well, sorry, I'm
And-
hurt.
And wasn't the outside of kayfabe thing is that Jarrett was just tired?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. It's like it's not real, so like it's
Yeah.
not gonna get your
What are you
panties in a
talking
bunch.
about?
You
Stop
said it was real
Yeah,
stop
earlier.
exposing
I'm not sure if I can
Yeah.
believe you.
I was a
Stop
little more. I was a little more intimate with the KSJ part of the build because I guess for the first month of it, he was pairing with me, which made 100% sense, right? Because it was like I replaced him in Malcolm White's position, right, as like the Ball Sweat, and then it all came crashing down. So it's kind of like the two former faces of Ball Sweat colliding. I thought the match was good that I wrote. I had fun writing it, which the whole
You
point was.
write really good matches. So-
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, stop it.
No,
But,
that's
I'm
To,
not trying to butter you up to
it-
put me over.
yeah, I remember the whole match. Well, because
I'm
the whole
not
match. Yeah.
I'm not trying to flatter you, but that's probably my second favorite match next to EVJ and Stud. Those Carson, Kevin Scott Jackson.
Yeah, I tried to do a different thing with the match because I'm like, okay, Carson, like he was a heel, but now he's kind of on his own as a heel, right? So he can't rely. So you have to kind of rely himself. So the whole thing was just I'm gonna try to do every like shitty way to win. So like this point where like I tried to get him counted out. I spit stuff in his face. Like I kept doing these like just stupid shortcuts to try to get it, which obviously didn't work.
Hitting him with ball sweat cans and pouring it
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah, just like stuff like that. I also made sure that like the first finisher he hit me with, or I didn't kick out any finishers from him. I think he hit me with his like the gut wrench finish, and then he put me right into the submission hold for me to tap out,
Yeah.
which I never tapped out before, which is odd. I'm like, have I really never? So I'm just like, well, I'm just gonna get out of the way because it's kind of weird. If I haven't done it in like a year or so, I guess
For
I should
Carson,
Super
for Carson
super
to
Carson.
be the most cowardly heel ever, and he never tapped out.
I think
Well,
there's
I
never
don't
a
think-
position where I did tap. There's never a point where like I was in tap. I'll get knocked out. No, I passed out from the Warlock submission on the day I was supposed, or like the show where I like left WR or with the stipulation. That's like
Yeah.
it. And the reason I did that is because I thought when I was gonna come back that when he won the title, he would make me tap out, which is why I did that specifically. Because the whole point was like, oh, I didn't actually like the whole point was that if I get pinned or tap out, I would leave, but I never tapped out, so I'm back. Da 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 da. Which like kind of in a different way. That was the point of that. That was like a setup for like a month later when that happened. Yeah, but I like that. I like how there is a tension, a real tension. They both have their own different story of how they got there. So I'm curious. The match. It's in the show. I haven't read it. I don't know what happens at the end, but I'm sure it's crazy.
This pay-per-view, I think it's gonna be a really solid one. You know?
Yep.
Like all around. Yeah,
but a lot of it, reading it too, a lot of it's setting up for a Magmudov. I don't want to say the whole thing. The deathmatch tournament.
Yeah. Well, like
which is gonna be
that's
crazy.
I'm specifically excited for all of our title matches and of course the Rookie Rumble because I'm in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
You have to be excited for the one you're in, you know?
I think this is the first time in a while where like looking at it, because usually I'm pretty guilty of this. Where like my match, it's like I already know who's winning it like a month in advance because I like to craft my stories. But a lot of it happens with like the title matches too, where it's like okay, who's winning this one? But in this one, it seems to me like pretty much every match is literally based on promos, which is kind of a nice change from just like, oh, I'm gonna pin you this day, and then next month we'll do this. So.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of reluctant to take a match because like the only one left was the indie, but I didn't want to take it because then
Carson is still talking.
Welcome back, Touch.
Thanks.
We kind of talked shit about you for a bit, and then
yeah, we're just like
this is your moment to.
We were talking about how you're a terrible person and a terrible moderator.
Yes,
basically,
I agree.
A lot of but though I don't know where I was going with that.
Talk shit all you want. I helped you with your first days, so keep that in mind. Before you talk shit about those that helped you, bitch. Bitch. You talk rough about me, I'll talk rough about you.
Calm down.
Let's go.
So
Let's talk about Jack Flash versus Jackson, or
yeah,
we already did that.
We did that, but we want to. What's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about that?
Well, look, it's so awkward with Flash here.
You suck, Flash.
Kevin Scott Jackson is a character that I really enjoy. I enjoyed working with him in January. I'd love to work with him again someday. Flash, I'd love to talk to him too. I'd love to do a feud with him too, but if I were not knowing who would win, I'm not giving any spoilers either way, I would say Jack Flash would walk away, I think, after something would happen. I don't know. Or Jackson just steals the show, takes it, and turns heel immediately in Jack Flash face or something. That would be amazing.
I would not have KSJ turn heel. I think it's been the way that the little seeds have planned. It looks like Flash is turning heel, and I feel like putting like the swerve. Oh, it's KSJ after he kind of just came back as a face and he got all his hands full.
It just be a swerve. You can't have swerves just for the sake of swerves.
I'd rather have KSJ stay face no matter what.
I think heel Flash would be interesting to see.
Me too.
To see how
he has a personality setup that can work as heel.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't read the show, so I'm not giving any wink nudge, but I think a heel turn it looks like that's being foreshadowed towards.
Yeah, but I have to say, heel Jackson was amazing too. Kevin is an amazing wrestler, and he talks about himself. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was good. But
I mean, like honestly, personally, like the way Jackson carried himself in the contract signing and all the promos leading up, it kind of makes sense that he would turn heel. You know?
Yeah,
like he's angry.
Maybe it's just kind of like the commitment part of me because I see a lot of instances where like someone doesn't commit to being a face or a heel. So like it'll be like I'm a heel for like a couple months and like I'm bored, I'm gonna be a face. Then I'm like I'm a heel again, I'm a face, and they keep kind of like flip flopping. I like to see people commit, which is why I like David Harvey so much because he's got like a whole year and a half still baby face.
I turned face by beating up a woman.
I've been with for 6 months.
Mark
I've-
Dutch,
I've been-
what a
I've
good
been-
guy.
I've been heel pretty much the whole time. Save for there's like a month part where I was like tweener because I was on the Legion side, but the entire time it was all built around me being like a
Yeah.
little shithead and no one really wanted me there.
My face run, I hated my face run, but that's because although I did some amazing stuff as a face, I am much more confident as a heel because I'm a professional asshole. That's the thing. I love
I usually ask like there's never a point where I could have like just say like a couple months ago I'm like, oh, I want to turn face. I kind of think, well, what would my character's motivation? Why would he be a dick and then suddenly just be like a baby face that everyone likes? And there's never like a reason that could ever happen. So that's usually my thought process. Like
The
is
reason-
there a motivation for it.
I turned face on Roisin just because she didn't like Heineken. That was my reason.
But
Yeah.
I guess sure, why not? I like Ro.
I'm a professional asshole. Do you spew shit and get fucked? I'm gonna go on the Warlock road and say that I do get screwed a lot.
Didn't you say like in triple threats you were like 4, 5, or whatever?
you it always got stuck in the steal a pin finish. Like I know
I've
that happened in your
the only
independent
triple
Video.
threats I've lost were against Carson and Sunshine and one with Anchor and Harvey.
The anchor one was great. I wrote that. I think that's the best match I've written. So
I think the best match, but that's probably because I was in it. I really loved the A Moderately Unnecessary Display of Violence tournament finale. It was amazing.
Yeah. I don't remember that well.
And then Carson walks up the stage like, I'm the champion, what you gonna do, bitch? Instead said, go get him. And I was like, oh, I will. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm so gonna get buried. I rose so quick though. July. I debuted in July.
Rule number 1 of wrestling is Reddit. Carson goes over. No questions asked.
Rule 2, if Carson loses, check rule 1.
Yeah.
But sir, you need to get your comeuppance. I mean, the wrestler A is gonna hit 10 finishes on you.
And Carson just does a kick up and then slap in the face and he wins.
Kicks out at 0.
Like,
Kicks out.
1, 2, 3, and your winner is.
At a time of 10 seconds. And
Still doesn't beat my record.
WIR champion, Sonny Carson.
Yeah,
Caitlin, shut up. No.
I'm never touching that world title ever again.
I still want to touch that title at least once, just
You
because
wanna
of the.
touch it sexually.
I'm done with it. There's nothing I can do with it anymore. I've had my run. I'd rather do other things.
I loved my run as a tag team champion, but that was because I didn't win it early, yet I still hold it. So I could spit shit that I was the champion. Well, I actually didn't, but actually I am.
I'm
Because-
sad because. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But like talking back to old plans, Caitlin actually messaged me, like before all the override stuff happening, say, "Hey, I need an open spot for a tag team member." But I was already committed to Clutch, and I feel bad because of what happened with Clutch.
I didn't feel bad.
It's like, I mean, I was
Clutch, screwed Clutch.
Clutch screwed Clutch. But like, I kind of missed that opportunity, and I feel like it'd be really cool to be in the override because they're doing great shit. So
I was contacted to be in a stable, but I didn't accept because I don't. Like I said, I don't see why the character would be in a stable.
There was a
That
lot
wasn't
of.
that wasn't like the self-serving, everyone do everything for him stable like the Malcolm White one was. Because I wouldn't really call that as him being in a stable. That's more him having people ordered to do things for him. So it's kind of like a different setting, but like everyone's equal type of stable, like he wouldn't be able to do.
oh yeah.
So
Just imagine though, WIR World Champion Mark Dutch.
What?
Just-
That does sound very good.
I have nightmares about that.
I think
That's
that would
that's
fit.
what I'm going
I'd
for.
probably just go on with my day because it's an e-fed. Like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, and go back.
If you wanted to, like, make Override like the top thing, you could go for them holding all the titles. I mean, that'd be really entertaining to see how that plays out.
Yeah. I mean, like CJ and Caitlyn could easily hold tag team championships, Applebaum Independent Championship,
Maybe
Dutch
they will.
WIR
Maybe
World
they
Championship.
will.
Maybe they
Never.
will.
I mean, TJ and Caitlyn have already done that.
Well, they've already lost it, so damn you, Sueno. Del you, Terrible.
And maybe they've already won it. The show was on Monday, so technically everything's past.
We're
Everything's
just
I'm-
technically
experiencing
already.
technical difficulties.
I'm talking in kayfabe
Uh,
about
Yeah,
right now, the current.
yeah, I know. Let's jump into the Dutch jabroni.
Jabrani. Damn you. Oh, right, let's talk worst match ever.
Worst,
history?
uh,
Or in the sub.
Any match with Carson.
oh,
Any future match with Romero.
Oh,
Any
come
match
on.
not involving
No,
Dutch.
that's a low blow.
I
Don't
think
do that. You're
anything-
disqualified.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm the mod. I make the rules.
mod.
I'm a lot too, so.
Yeah.
Kyle's the Nazi mod though.
You were shadow modded.
He's the
Why do we have?
mod
Why is there?
master.
I feel like Jack Anchor shouldn't be a mod anymore, technically, considering he doesn't do anything.
I don't know what I don't want to like open shit up, but like what's he-
I'm Jack Anchor now. That's what happened.
you're Jack Hunter now.
I took over.
So you're 3 people now.
I can't remove him. What is this?
I think it's because you're under him.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't
Wait,
realize-
Anchor now officially left though?
No, he's just not a
I think-
moderator. He's stepped down from moderating duties or head booking or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause,
He's not gone.
Alright, alright.
I interacted with him just a bit ago.
Yeah, yeah, he's still here. Just
I
waiting
can
for his
remove Kyle, but I can't
Don't
remove.
remove.
Yeah, I think Brian
There's-
is the only one that can remove Jack.
Yeah.
If he exists. Also.
Hey Carson, remember that moderating? Not anymore.
Like,
Hey Roisin, you want to be a moderator? Too bad. That would,
the Skype call has been going on for like 2 hours.
yeah.
And I think
Yeah,
this
I was
is-
writing a match, but then I stopped because this happened.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to bed though soon. I mean, like it's
Oh, yeah,
almost
4 a.m.
7.
Yes. Forgot
2
those
a.m.
Europeans. I
It's
just
2
remember
a.m.
those Skinny white kids from Canada, like I.
It's 5 p.m. for me
Oh,
since I'm in
Carson.
California.
Yeah, I'm 6:53. Yeah, I heard my
Carson.
name.
I need to ask you,
Yes.
what's your favorite hockey team?
I don't watch sports.
New England Patriots.
I don't watch
You're
real
a
sports.
Canadian? You're Canadian and you don't watch hockey?
No, I used to.
I like the
used-
Winnipeg
It
wannabes.
is,
I used to pick.
Isn't
hockey
that punishable
based on
by
the
death
colors.
in Canada?
I guess by default it's the Jets if I watch hockey, because
Yeah.
that's where I am. I have zero. I have like zero care for sports.
Yeah, sports. Says the
Sports
guy
ball.
who's a moderator on it.
Yeah.
Fetting.
Devils and Predators are my teams. I find it weird that I, from Tennessee, have more passion about hockey than like some Canadians.
Terrible, you want to book a show? No, you won't. You suck at it.
Terrible would just book 11 segments of the Hardcore Championship.
Much more than a sport, Caleb. So
It's a lifestyle.
Wrestling is a way of life.
it's a spectacle.
Don't you dare make fun of my pronunciations. Terrible.
Oh yeah, just anyone
Your
who's listening,
pronunci-
they should take mentions sometimes. I'm gonna be busy this fall.
I am too.
Terrible.
I'm pretty much only gonna be handling my own stuff. I got other stuff I gotta be doing.
I'm so sorry for what was just posted, but then again, I'm not sorry at all. Damn
Sorry,
it,
not
Beard
sorry.
more.
Is this the return of Sorry Not Sorry?
Oh yeah, that was the first show.
Yeah, well, I don't think we're gonna do sorry not sorry anymore. We'll first have a mud off,
No,
and then
Well, a lot of our shows are just like we'll call it this once. And
Yeah.
Like an in your house type of thing. Yeah. We don't need yearly things and like
Warlock wanted to join the call, but he said I live in the middle of the country with satellite internet. I can't even stream Netflix. What a life.
oh poor guy.
So sad.
Don't believe in Russo.
Takes him 5 hours to load page 1
Yes.
of House Parties.
Soft beat flash clean for the title. Okay.
I am in 100% support of that. I'll give. Who's Beardmore? Is that? I'm feeling that's Applebomb.
I think
Uh,
that's
Sloth Beat. I love
you would-
El Hijo
Beardmore
de
is
Sloth.
Flash. Beardmore is Flash.
yeah, because he can't talk in this call. He does sound lovely though. Doesn't he? His British
He has
accent.
he has an amazing
Wow.
accent.
I heard that. I was like, whoa, nice accent. Jeez. Loved it.
Alright, people, I'm gonna give my proof that I am actually Dutch.
Okay.
Kijk, dit is dat ik nu Nederlands aan het spreken ben, maar jullie kunnen dit niet verstaan. En ik vind het wel grappig dat jullie dit niet kunnen verstaan. En ik kan het wel verstaan, want ik spreek het zelf. Ja, dat is best wel grappig.
What?
Did
Nothing.
you just? I can only assume that was Mandarin.
What?
That was Dutch.
I know that.
Could you
I can-
translate into English for us?
I think it's funny that you guys can't understand what I'm saying. Well, I can, because I'm obviously speaking the language, which is funny to me, because I speak the language.
If only,
I guess.
if only I was taking Dutch instead of Japanese.
Oh, you take Japanese.
Automatic Google Translate.
I just do French. That's my thing.
Oh, oui, oui.
That's not Dutch. That's
Oh,
not Dutch.
garçon. Garçon, I will take you to Paris. I will show you the Eiffel Tower. I will show you
Actually,
my Eiffel Tower.
That's actually that is actually how we learn French. We don't actually learn the language. We just learn an French accent. That's it.
You just learn the accent and talk
Carson,
gibberish.
can you give us your best stereotypical Canadian accent?
What are you talking about? There is no stereotypical accent.
About
I don't know,
night?
like, oh, let's go to the car. It's like
I heard you say against. earlier.
against. Is that Canadian? I don't know. I don't recognize. I feel like I have like a basic American accent.
I have a Dutch
Maybe
accent.
a
Which
few pronunciations that are.
I am heavy weapons guy.
I don't really know many people with like a Canadian accent though. We're all pretty standard.
Is it true that in Canada you can't lock your doors in case of a polar bear attacks and you can climb in your car?
There's no polar bears where I am. There's two, and they're at the zoo.
Or grizzlies?
Unless it would like Newfoundland or whatever that it's called, I don't think it would have much risk of polar bears.
We're not. Yeah, we're not in Churchill. You're a Churchill exhibit. That's about it.
Churchill's in England.
Well, Churchill, Mandela. It's too.
Too easy.
No.
I'm excited for the show. We've
So,
got a lot of things to talk about.
I'm still working on it.
Damn.
Pretty much my deadline is like if I hear someone goes like, "Oh, I'll have it in by Friday," and I'm like, "Oh, I guess I have till Friday to write my match too." I got one done, so I'm good.
So how about I'll go ahead and say this is the end of the call. It's a nice time to end it.
It is.
Yeah.
Alright.
We'll go ahead and respond to the show when it's done, like maybe perhaps tomorrow or
Mm-hmm.
the day after tomorrow or the day after after the day after tomorrow or something.
Yeah.
So the next stream will be next July. So
Yeah.
Want to, yeah.
It's like what 3 a.m. where you are, Caitlin? Come on.
Whoa,
it's
I always thought. It's
I'm
weird.
Dutch. It's 2 a.m. here, and I'm in the first this time zone. I assume
Okay, then like 1, 12 p.m. midnight.
it's 2 a.m. here.
I don't know time zones. I just know it's 7 p.m.
The only time zone that I know outside of America is Greenwich Mean Time. Like that's the only one I know by heart.
It's 1 a.m.
I know that
1 a.m. where she
time
is.
zones exist outside of America.
Hasn't
Take
UK started
that.
school already?
I'm in the future for you
I don't
pitiful
think-
Americans.
I keep
And
forgetting that we have such big age differences.
oh yeah, Carson,
No.
you're welcome for the tulips we send.
Yeah, what is Vic, like 40,000 years old or something?
Isn't he like Ric Flair age?
He's like, I think he's like 30s.
I'm only 14.
I'm 19.
You did. Flash did. You guys on time. They beat GMT into me.
I'm 18.
I
Yeah.
too as well am 17. That's good to hear.
I'm the
Pretty
oldest.
close.
I'm
Pretty
18.
close.
What are you, Carson?
19.
Ah, damn, you're the oldest.
Is it
Yeah, by like 1 year. The same,
I think
same
I saw
generation.
Kyle Scott say he was like 14. I don't know.
I think him, Dean, and Caitlin are all friends from school. So I think they're all the same age.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know.
Hey, Flash.
16.
I don't
sorry.
want to drink.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank you all for joining the call. It was fun, and
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
yeah,
Thank you.
we're gonna
Oh,
do. We're gonna do
I
this.
just want to say one last thing. Caitlin said don't bully Vince Russo or don't bully Vince Russo earlier after I mentioned my speech problems. I don't think I sound like Vince Russo.
You're better than that.
Bro.
You do kind of sound like Vince Russo.
It may just be my mic, but as far as I'm concerned, I sound nothing like Vince Russo.
Yet. So, wait.
Hey,
Is
I'm
it- wait.
going to I am going through puberty. It could
Yeah.
happen.
You could be
I
like
could
a Jewish guy.
who
or whatever.
knows? I could be I could actually be Vince Russo.
Wait, you're
I'm
you're
just
going into puberty right now, so you've had your
It's 14.
period and
I'm
everything
going-
already.
going going yeah.
All right,
That
so
probably
you've
sucks,
had your
too.
period. Okay, thank you.
I am not on a period since I am a male.
That's in a
Unless
week.
something is deeply wrong with me. I should not be
Steven?
having those problems.
Steven, do you swear to God, bro, you're not Vince Russo?
How the hell are you 14?
Do you,
Uh,
you need to swear to God, bro?
I
Swear
swear
to
to
God.
God, bro, that I am not Vince Russo.
I want you guys to think about this. Steven is from 2001.
Well, this is my cue to lead. I'm
Wow.
gonna
Yeah,
call.
born,
Wow.
April 20th, 2001.
Wow.
All right. So Carson is left. I want to thank you all for joining the call. It was fun. I'm going to see you guys next time, which should be next
Oh,
July when the
whenever.
show is out.
Which is
And-
probably whenever you happen to feel like it.
Yeah, probably. So everyone, that's the way it shall be. That's the way it will be. And that's the way it's going to be. Thank you and good night.